already done it with wicks. Let me show you how it's done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday night instead of a Wednesday night live Q&A with me, Leon BARTROPP, and you, the community. Well, it's good to see you all. Let's wait for everyone to start popping in. Oh, Carp Dog's panting away. Look, there he is. Look, old Carp Dog. If you're watching this on playback, thanks for watching. And what normally happens if it's this first time you're here for about 45 minutes to an hour, we do questions and answers. We talk about all things fishing, reviews, bits and pieces, everything to do with carp fishing. And most of the time, the community helps with all the questions and answers. And it's just a really good 45 minutes to an hour, which you'll get a lot out of. So watch to the end. Evening, Steve Perry, Paul Finesse. Evening to you on Facebook. Kieran Morton, Sean Mulcaney, Carpy Steve-O. Hope you're all well. Adam Ward, Lee Andrews. There's plenty of people coming in now. I'm sweating like crazy tonight. I've got no this room where all my computers are and things, it's just a hot, really hot room, so I'm sweating my nuts off tonight. Evening, Martin Gorbicious, Raymond Ellington, Bob Penfold, Dominic Tomlin. Evening to you all. No problem, Southwest Carp Hunter. Evening, Craig Sawyer, Sean Saunders, Lucky Vapors, Sorry Red Star, Steve Berry, Rob Lyon, Carp Catcher. Evening to everybody. Well, there's one thing I want to do before we start. I want to thank someone sent me something this week, not for me, but for the old steak burglar. Lawrence Lancaster, I must say a big shout out to you and a big thank you. He sent these, right? He sent these in for the Carp Dog. Look. He is. Look. Watch it. Look. Look. Watch it. Watch it. Look. What's this one? He loves them. So thank you very much, Lawrence. Appreciate it. He also sent Biscuit of the Week as well. So thanks very much. Really, Pork Chop, he appreciates it all. Yeah, Nick Minty, yeah. It's it's a bit warm in here anyway, to say the least. But I've got a little drink anyway. Oh, that's better. Evening, Phil Fear, Dominic Carter, proper Carp Dog now. Yeah, Dom. Thomas Henry Myers, evening to you. No sleep. Well, I'll tell you what. Those toys won't be going with me fishing, that's for certain. They'll be driving me crazy. Ryan asks, hi Leon, I'm having a trouble with the fox bore beads slipping on the rotary setups with lead core. Anybody had a similar problem with them? Personally, I don't use, I just use ordinary beads from ESP, or you can get them from Fox or whoever, just normal beads. And I just put a tiny little cut of silicone. I thread that onto the lead core, and the bead slips over it. Sometimes you can double it up, so it just attaches on, and I don't get any problems with slippage or anything like that. And it's really safe because it just pings off straight away. So I don't tend to use any of these actual self-made setups for fishing like a rotary rig. I just make my own. Yeah, Dominic Carter, tell you what, it's working very well. It's this came out the fridge and it's absolutely gorgeous. And this was full up an hour ago. It's still freezing cold. So if you haven't seen this already, guys, I think that I put a link. But these Manhart travel mugs really come into their own. Not only for hot, but when it's boiling hot and you put in ice and things like that. Evening, Richard Sparvin. Not sure. May ship to the USA, Richard. I'd have to find out. Can you hear him? Hear him? He's making the noise with a fish. I'm not allowed to go near it. Bless him, eh? Evening, Tomo. There he goes. Evening, Tom. I hope you're well, mate. It hasn't got gin in it, I'm afraid, Bob. It's just like a strawberry and lime cordial with lemonade. Evening, Ray from Holland. Evening, Matthew Randall. Hope you're well. Hi, Ian Fisher. Dave Hanson says, evening, kid. Have you ever met Geordie, i.e. Gary Wright? Came third in the World Cup class a few years ago. Never shuts up about it. No, I've never met him. I'm pretty sure if he never shuts up about it, I would have met him. Yeah, I thought I was going to be on last night, but I just didn't get home early enough. And I had so much to do. I was just had too much work to do to actually go on. So I've done most of it today so I can go on tonight. Jack and Coke. No. Do you know what, guys? For a carp angler, I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol, about once or twice a year, and that's it. But then it all goes wrong. It all goes absolutely out of control wrong, because I can't just have one. I have to have 25, you know. But, you know. No, Carp Dog ain't blanked. He's caught one. At least he's not blanking. I am at the moment. Evening, Sean Jackson. Evening, J. Cole. Yeah, guys, what did you think of the... Where is it? Got one here somewhere. What did you think of the review on the black chicken torch? The old tufty torch. Tell you what, I've been to the Alien Lake this week, so Monday's vlog's going to be about the Alien Lake. But it was bright sunshine yesterday. I shone this on the old tufty about 80 yards away. Mate, it was gone. It was gone off my spot. Gone. These are a real good bit of kit, I tell you. I was really, really surprised how good they are. Marty Gobbison says, Leon, I know I should be using zigs in this weather, but I've got no confidence in them. Any tips? Right, Martin, I tell you what, right, I was exactly the same. I was exactly the same until I watched a guy, fish with zigs, good friend of mine, who was absolutely the best zig angler I've ever seen. He stuck them out and he was catching fish and that, so I thought, sod it, I'm going to have a go. Got me all my bits, he sorted me out, he said, this is how you got to fish them, this is how you got to do it. And I did it, cast all 3 rods out, I'm sitting there about half an hour later thinking I've done a wrong in here, why have I put the zigs on? And I went to pick the rod up and I had a bite. Straight as I went to pick the rod up, 39 pounds something on a bloody zig with a big black foam. And after then, I've had all the confidence. What you need is to actually catch one on those zigs, and then you won't look back. It's all about confidence. Everything to do with fishing is about confidence. Phil Fear, yes, very expensive, the tufty torch, but it does do what it says, you know. John Hammerhand says, does it work on swans? I did try it on a swan this week, and it was bright sunshine though, and it did move away. It didn't go crazy and move away. It just went away slowly. So I need to try on a few more swans to find out whether it works that well or not. This was one swan on its own, so. Yeah, you've got to get one of these cups. Tell you what, these cups are really good. Not just for fishing, but for general use when you're driving along in a van or a car. Just keeps it so cold, or in the winter, it keeps it so hot, your cup of tea. Evening, John No Carp Wallace. Where is the obsessive carper? I haven't seen him. I think he's been on holiday, hasn't he? Or he's on holiday. I know when I spoke to him last week or the week before, he was just about to go on holiday, or he texted me from holiday. Evening, Richard Edney. Evening, Lloyd. Dave Kirby said, how much is it? I think these are about 12 quid. I think these Manhart. There's a link. When this gets loaded up, this live stream, on Facebook and YouTube, there's a link on there. I'll put the link in the closed Facebook group tonight as well when I finish the live stream. And I'll put the link to the Manhart mug, travel mug. I've also got the handle for it now as well, but I've left it in the van, so otherwise I would have had it to show you. But that's a good bit of kit as well. Cheshire Carp says he's stuck in work when the weather's like this. I know, it's not good, is it? Yeah, Dominic Carter says strawberry and lime with lemonade, classy. Moved on from tea to cocktails. Yeah, look, it's the old cocktail shaker. Definitely scope. Mechanic Gav. William Rodell says he's going to Birds Green in Essex fishing for a few days Saturday onwards. Any tips? Anyone fish Birds Green? William would like some tips. Birds Green in Essex. Evening, Carl. Cameron M says, hi, in what situation do you use a slip D rig? It's a very good rig. I should have used it a lot more. I haven't really used it because I'm confident in what I'm doing with my D rig. I should use. I'm going to use it a lot more in the summer again. But you can use it for pop-ups, but I think it comes into his own on double bottom baits. I really do. Double bottom baits. Dominic Carter says, why is it referred to as the Alien Lake? Well, simple is that I call it the Alien Lake because it's got a totally different climate to anywhere else. The fish are like aliens. Everyone's different. They don't do what they're meant to do. They always do the opposite. It's just you've got two zoos either side of it, roaring the lions, and you can hear everything going on. So it's just like an alien. It's just an alien environment. Scott Dove says, hello mate, down Sandhurst in the morning, 48 hours. Can't bloody, I bet you can't, Dove from above. I bet you can't, mate. Good luck. Let me know how you get on. Jay Cole says, have you tried the boilie popper yet? Yes, I tried it this session, and I must admit, it don't half get your baits out far, but the one thing I didn't like about the boilie popper was the noise. I put one in, I went like that, and it's like someone, there was an echo, like someone was firing a shotgun. Gets it out there, gets the baits out of there quite accurately, up to about 80 yards, but it makes a hell of a racket. That's my only downside. But I'll be doing a little review on it soon anyway, so we'll cover it all. I've heard of Keston Ponds, Richie G. It is one of the original, old school ponds where a lot of old school anglers fished in the day. No problem, Mechanic Gav. Evening, Dave King. Peter Stanislavski says, Leon, what weather conditions does it take before carp start spawning? Well, normally what happens is the water temperature, I think it has to be 21 degrees. I'm not sure, for a constant amount of time. Like I think it's 28 days or 20 days or something like that. The water temperature has to be 20, 21 degrees, something like that. I'm not sure of the exact figure, but then they go through the motions, they start spawning. That's why you get lakes where they start spawning, they stop, they start, they stop, because that water temperature is going up and down. It's hitting that level, then it's going down. Hitting that level, then it's going down. Pete Wall says, did you try ESP? Yes, I bought myself an ESP catapult. Really good bit of kit. Really good bit of kit. Art of Carp says he's had one of the Manhart mugs for 2 weeks now, and he can't fault it. Top bit of kit. It is a proper good bit of kit. Dave Kirby says, what bite alarms do you think are best? Well, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. I think bite alarms, like rods and reels, they're very individual. It's very what you like. What might be good for one person, it may not be good for another. I mean, you've got Fox, you've got ATTXs, you've got Delkims, you've got Nevilles. You know, I've used all of them. They're all good in certain situations. They all have their faults in certain situations. It's just what, at the end of the day, it's what I like looking at. I mean, I don't get many bites, so I like to look at it and think, that's a good bit of kit. And it depends on money as well, doesn't it? You know, you could spend bloody up to about 500 quid on 3 of those Fox alarms or whatever it is. You know, it depends on your budgets. But there's some lovely 30 quid alarms you can get which do the job. They sound when you get a bite. Sorry, and also the Nash alarms I've heard are very good. Wayne Nibber says, how much bait do you usually take with you on your sessions? I normally take a couple of kilo. I may not use that all, I may use none. It just depends on how the fish, how I'm thinking, you know. How I'm thinking of how if they're feeding, not feeding, if I want to put a lot of bait out. It all depends. 9 times out of 10, I don't put much bait out. Jordan and Jodie Clark say, hi Lil, thank God I'm not the only one not on the bank today. Thanks for your advice last week. I really do think it was the fish meal baits that got me my first ever grass carp, so thanks again. Absolute pleasure. You know, it's part of our community. It's not just me, it's everybody on the closed Facebook group, on these live streams, you know, who give me the ideas for reviewing little bits of products and that. It's, you know, it's everybody. And that's what's brilliant about it. It's not just some guy who thinks he's the best angler in the world saying, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. If you don't buy that, you won't catch nothing. You won't. It's, you know, them days are gone. People aren't stupid. There we go. Bob Penfold says the 20 quid Nash sirens are great. There you go. You can get a really good buzzer for 20 quid. Or you can pay 150 quid. There we go. Matthew Randall says a full set of TXIs are 507 quid. Fox Oryx Pluses are 599. So I mean, you can spend anything from 60 quid for 3 of the cheap Nash alarms, or some of the others like the Witchwood and all that type, or you can spend up to 600 quid. It depends on your budget and what you want from them. Hi, Martin Cannon. Yeah, Adam Hollins says he takes 5 kilo but never uses more than 2 kilo. But it's good to have it there just in case, isn't it? Cheers, Martin. Says he really enjoys the Monday vlogs. Glad you're getting something from them. We've got a good one coming this Monday. First session on the Alien Lake. I'll show you how to pimp up, how to mature your boilies properly. We have Biscuit of the Week as well. There's a rather special one in the Biscuit of the Week. And there's a few other bits and pieces going on in there as well. So watch out for that. 6 o'clock Monday night. You're the carp dog. He's munching. He can't eat them 2 fish. He wrecks everything, but he can't wreck them for some reason. Lucky Vape says he's got the Nash R3s, but he prefers the ATTSs. Peter Richmond said, hi Leon, have you seen Panatrax grip hooks? Are they any good? I've seen them. They're quite a sharp hook. They're not bad. I mean, there's lots of really good hooks out there. There really is. To me, I would say that firstly, it's the pattern that I'm using for the rig I'm using. It's got to be really sharp, or it's got to be hand sharpened sharp. And if I'm buying hand sharpened, or I'm getting out of the packet, I want to be able to re-sharpen them up myself. Because I'm a tight sod like that. I don't tend to just chuck hooks away. If they go a little bit blunt or bend over, I sharpen them up. Even after a fish, I sharpen them up. I don't use many hooks. Jeff Mills says ginger biscuits are the best. I do love a ginger nut. Paul Finesse says, have you noticed anglers are filling in the lake with ground bait now? Lad next to him last week must have spotted for 4 hours and he just fished singles and still caught. I think if you go onto some of these day ticket waters, there's so much bait goes out. People think they have to put in loads of bait to catch. Some instances you do, but I never use a lot of bait, personally. It depends on where I am. But I'd rather catch them than feed them. You can always put more in, but you can't take it out. There's an old saying, isn't there? But it does ring true. Dermot Healy says, do you think the Tufty Talks will work on cormorants? 100%, definitely. Mark Donald says, hi Liam, what was the name of the animal feeds place? You mentioned a video before, please. P.S. Keep up the good work. Right, the animal feeds, if you want to get things like hemp and all that sort of stuff, there's a couple, right? CC Moore, Hinders. Then the animal feed places that you've got like I think it's GJW Titmus. You've also got the place in Upminster in Essex I used to go that does all them type of feeds as well. I can't remember the name of it, but they're really good. Do a search on Google for animal feeds, or animal feed stores or farm shops or whatever in your area, and you're bound to find one. Yep, Wayne Nimmer says, less bait is more, especially on short sessions. I agree. I mean, I've caught a lot of fish over the years on single hook baits, but you've got to have the confidence in the hook bait that you're using. It's all about the confidence. It's where you stick it, so to speak. Essex Manor Farm, yeah, Paul Aston. When I used to live up that way, that's where I used to get all my stuff from. GJW Titmus, that's the one, Mark. Neil Bunting says he's a bit concerned about the story from Angling Times about shelf life boilies. I haven't seen it myself. I don't read any of the magazines or Carp Talk or Angling Times or Angling Mail. I just don't read them anymore. I don't get to see it. Joe Cole says marriages in Colchester, they're very good as well for getting your feed. Paul Finesse says, do you recommend backleads? Personally, I don't like backleads, only in certain situations. The only situation I would be forced to use a backlead is if I'm fishing with someone or I'm in a very tight swim where I've got all my rods together, and if I catch a fish, I don't want to take the rods out. That's the only time I'd use a backlead, because I think you can lose fish. I've lost fish on them years ago, and it just knocked my confidence in using them. No problem, Sean West. Glad you like them. Evening, Billy Martin. Alan Dixon says he went with his boy the other week, 12 on the lake, spotting loads of bait out. He was fishing small mesh bags on the hook. He was the only one to catch. There you go. You know, it's horses for courses. I tend to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. Dominic Carter says, biscuit of the week, pedigree chum, Baker's Complete or Bonio. Tastes like shit, but you can catch them. Yeah, most definitely. He'd love them. Pork chop, wouldn't he? Richard Boy Cody says, white boilies going to only use white this year. Try yellow. Yellow is like the forgotten colour. Everybody uses white. Everybody uses washed out pig. Not many people are using yellow. Tower Feeds, Tiptree's another one in Essex. Alistair Gibson has advised. If you want to get your hemp and your maize and your pigeon feed and that. Brian Silver, some bad news. He's just found out that his PB of £30 8 ounce has just been eaten by an otter. Guys, it is getting to phenomenal levels, these otters. I'm seeing videos now about the otters eating ducks, eating swans, chasing cats. It won't be long before one of them otters eats a dog or comes into someone's garden and eats their cat, because they're eating everything in the rivers. They're eating everything in the lakes that aren't fenced around. Mate, they're predators. They're apex predators. They need to eat X amount of food. Once they've eaten everything, then they're going to start on other things. And that's going to include dogs, cats, everything. You watch. Well, Blind Carp Catcher says yellow's working for him at the minute. I know some guys who used to swear by the green plastic corn. They used to swear that the green plastic corn, because no one else was using it, flavoured up, was the one. You've got to be different to everyone else. It's like, do you remember when chods came out? Now, I was using chods probably 10 years ago. And then people started writing about them and everything else, and then they became really popular because they were quite easy to use. You could cast it to any spot, and you know, and then it became so popular that everybody was using the chods. And what would happen is, the first 2 or 3 years, all the fish were getting caught. All the fish were getting caught on the chods, and they were catching, and suddenly, year after year, they become less productive, because the fish wised up to them. The way they fed in a certain way because they knew how they was being angling for. Doesn't mean it's a bad rig, it just means the fish get used to it. So if everyone's using white, everyone's using pink, and no one's using yellow or green or blue or red or whatever, give that a go. Andy Wilkinson says, otters eat coots. They eat anything they can catch, even swans. 100%, Andy. I think it's going to take... I think before something's actually done about them, it's going to take them eating someone's dog or cat. Exactly, Dominic. I totally agree. Evening, Divvy and the Bivvy. Got to keep on keeping on, Divvy and the Bivvy, because that's what I'm doing. I'm blanking with the best of them at the moment. But I've got to keep on keeping on because every blank's a step nearer to catching one. Andrew Forrest, yes, for certain situations. The Nash Sawn-offs, the 6 foot ones are perfect for stalking, or if you're fishing in between trees or whatever, or there's overhanging trees. Exactly, Wayne saying. Something needs to happen where the general public see otters for what they are. You know, I don't blame the otters. It's not the otters' fault. They are animals. You know, they've got to eat. It's the people who let them out into this bloody countryside and they haven't listened to what the countryside is telling them. There's too many of them. Eating James Milton. Yeah, exactly, Andy. Yep, Thomas. They just need to see. We can live happily with otters. We can live happily. There just needs to be not as many of them. The people who, the clubs need to have some support from the government because they're the ones who let the otters out in the first place. It's like, it's ridiculous. You wait till they start eating all the birds. The RSPB would be going mad. Wait till they start eating the ducks and you see them on the River Thames, they've got a swan in their mouth and that. Or over the big expanses of water where they've got all their rare birds and that and they start getting eaten. Then there'd be something done about it. No, Kevin Kelly says even your garden pond won't be safe. No, 100%. 100%. Dominic Tomlin says, what's your view on bait boats? Most waters forbid them. Don't see why. I think it's a tool to be used and not abused. You know, if you can use a bait boat and it helps you with your fishing, who is to say you shouldn't use it? It's when it's put around the island, 50 yards that way and across in front of someone else's swim where I disagree with them. But I've used one for baiting up when I'm going home because I've got to go to work and I want to get as much bait on a spot or a couple of spots as possible. Get the bait boat out, dump your bait on the spot, and then you're done for the next 4 or 5 nights. Yeah, Darren, it's going to cost you a fortune to fence your new fishery. And you're not getting any help with it, are you? I've already signed a petition, Predator Boy. I don't think it really matters. They don't give a toss about the petition. Imagine how much that has cost the RSPB, Wayne, that they fenced off 4 or 5 nature reserves. I bet they got government funding for that. Glad you're liking them, Mark Chapman. Haven't tried the Ridge Monkey hooks. Yeah, Lucky Vape says he uses one because he can't cast because he's disabled. Perfect scenario why a bait boat is being used for what it's meant to be used for. And it's helping someone. It's a tool to be used. It's like the deeper. Shouldn't use it exclusively for all your fishing. You should use it to map out your swim and, you know, maybe in the winter, see what sort of depth the fish are at so you can use a zig. You know, it's a tool to be used like anything. Paul Finesse says he measured his wrap sticks from reel to rod tip. Is this right or am I doing it wrong? Sorry for stupid. Never a stupid question, Paul. It doesn't matter what you measure or how the distance. Doesn't matter what distance you put your sticks apart. It just matters how many wraps. So if, just say, for instance, you cast out your spot You clip up, that's your spot. Even if you have your sticks 6 foot apart, 12 foot apart, 50 foot apart, 5 foot apart, it's just how many wraps. Doesn't have to be 12. Everybody just uses 12 because that's what they've been made to, because that's the length of your rod. You do it for whatever you want to do it. So you do it, it depends on the size of the swim and everything else. It's how many wraps on the measurement that you do. No, I think not either, Phil. He says, so they banned not hunting many years ago. Do you think it will be introduced? I think not. I must agree, Phil, as well. I think there's other ways of humanely culling them. Rothy Boy says, can you recommend any good chest waders, mate? I use a pair of chest waders I've had for about 15 years. They were, I can't even remember the name of the company. They're not a mainstream company. They made them to my measurements for about 60 quid, 50 quid. They were really cheap. I don't even know if they go. I think it might be called the Wader Company or something like that. Exactly, Dominic Carter. When they get abused, bait boats, look, a lot of lakes ban them after people use them for sending their iPhone charger across the lake to their mate, not for baiting. Rest my case. Evening, Alex Booth. No problem, Paul. Yeah, the atomic hooks, Paul Aston, they're nice as well. Billy Martin says, Leon, what would happen if you were caught killing an otter? You would be locked up. You'd be nicked, locked up, big fine, exposed in the papers, everything. Ian Burton says, Leon, what size hook for an 11mm bait? I would tend to go on the smaller side, maybe a size 8, something like that. I tend to use big hooks, size 4s. I use all the time for all my fishing. Or a size 5 when I'm using a little 10mm pop-up. I should be doing some first surface fishing this year, Max, for definite. Yeah, Joel Duck says, Decathlon do cheap chest waders? I'm sure you can find some bargains out there. You know, you got your Erics, you got your Total Fishing. Exactly, Scrumpy Head. No problem, Ian. Yep, size 4 all day, every day. Size 4 hooks. Size 5, maybe. I mean, I think if I could get away with a size 2, I'd use it. Depends how buoyant the bait is. Sean Castle says yes, but if you have, I mean, I've got a 10mm pop-up. The ones I use, right, the 10mm, the System X fluoro pink and white pop-ups, the 10mm in there are super buoyant. My size 4 hook, I have to put patty on it. Yep, exactly, Wayne. That's the thing. They're not silly. Like he says, be careful killing otters, as many are tagged and can be tracked and traced even when buried. Yep, I mean, they've tagged them all. They've tagged them. But the new ones they haven't tagged. But, I mean, I would never advocate killing an otter. It's just the government has to do something about it. They have to have their own culling in place. They have to help fishery owners. They have to help landowners. You know, there's some lakes out there who've got the money to do the otter fencing, but the local council won't let them put a fence on their land around their lake, and the otters are just eating everything. Andy Gower says, have you tried a drone for baiting up? No, and I never will do, unfortunately. Phil says, Leon, do you think that in today's carp scene that half the rigs are just to catch anglers, not carp? You will catch fish on any rig. As long as it's got a sharp hook, you will catch fish on it. You'll catch more on some others because they're specifically designed for certain situations. That's why when someone asks me, what's your favourite rig? I haven't got a favourite rig, because the rig I use is for the situation of the lake, whether it's weedy, whether it's not, whether I'm fishing on a bar, whether I'm fishing in silt. There's lots of things that come into it. So I haven't got a favourite rig. I've just got X amount of rigs I can use for the different situation. Cole Chapel says, hello all, anyone got any info on 3 Îles Lakes in France? I don't know it personally, I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. Matt Arnold says he's leaving for Dream Lakes, France tomorrow. Oi, oi. Good on you, mate. Enjoy yourself. Lovely place, Dream Lakes. Yes, Wayne, there's many guys out there who have been given a licence to catch the otters and relocate them. They don't kill them, they relocate them. But all they're doing is just passing the problem on to someone else. Chris Lowry Lowe says, we got otters in our local club lakes and river. It's getting worse round here. I've seen at least 3 of my target fish dead. You know, it's someone's livelihood, that is. You know, not to mention the people who are getting enjoyment from fishing for these fish. Yes, Marty, definitely Parklands. If you're thinking of Parklands in Upminster, it's perfect for a bit of float fishing. Predator Boy says, I'm struggling on my lake. 1 fish came out today. This weather is bottom is crappy silt. I used hinge stiff rigs, no luck. Right, it depends if you've got weed in there or not. Try the multi-rig. Try zigs in this weather. Try a bit of floater fishing. Try in the edge. This is the time when I start getting in the edge, big time. I do a lot of fishing in the edge at this time of the year. Or on top of bars or plateaus or, you know, underneath overhanging trees because they get in the edge. Now's the time they get in the edge. Scrummy Head says, what memorable moment got you into fishing, Leon, and when did you progress to carp fishing? Bloody hell, that's a mad one. I actually was given a split cane rod, some old reel and a load of tackle by my great uncle about 40 years ago. And I started fishing for roach and perch and bream and all that sort of stuff. Then I joined a few clubs and I started doing the match fishing and going on like the fur and feathers at Christmas and the matches and became a match angler. Fished like the nationals and junior nationals and all that type of thing. And then the club I had a membership for at the time, which I think cost about 20 quid back then, or tenner or whatever it was, 13 quid I think it was from memory. They had a lake and it had carp in it up to about 12, 13 pounds. So I used to fish that. I also had roach and other stuff in there. But one day I saw these lips sucking at the pads. It had loads of pads around it, sucking at the pads. And I was using luncheon meat at the time on a float. So I took everything off, tied a bigger hook on and got a bit of my sandwich, bit of crust of my sandwich that my mother had put in there for me. Put it round. I thought I'm going to lower that on there. Load it on there. Nothing. Another lips come up a bit further away. Load it on there. Bang! I had one. And it was £11. So I remember weighing it was probably only about £5. I estimated it at 11, but it's probably only about £5. You know, my eyes were bigger than me bloody what I could see there. It was massive. You know, I thought it was massive at £11. And that's what started me off carp fish. I wanted to catch more of them. And that's what happened. And the rest is history, as they say. Evening, Joe. Colin Osborne, yeah, always have one of the margins, deadly. Most people want to cast it 150 yards. I very rarely cast more than about 60 to 80 yards, maximum. I prefer to cast 20 yards, 30 yards. I just have more control, more confidence in the edge, on a little spot, underneath a tree, top of a little bar. You know. I did my apprenticeship, definitely, Phil. I did my apprenticeship from catching roach and everything else to catching my first carp, fishing the matches, fishing loads of different lakes, learning lots of stuff and learning from other guys, you know. The first lake I properly carp fished, well, I call it properly, I still, you know, I was as green as they come, was Hainault Forest Carp Lake. Lake over there. And, you know, you had people like Terry Dempsey on there. You know, Tony Moore, you had, you know, Kim and Del from Del Kim. You had, you know, you had so many anglers of the time who went on to better things. And there's a guy called Danny Regan who took me under his wing and showed me rigs and everything else. And he helped me catch my first 20 from there after about 2 years of not catching anything. So, you know, I sort of done my apprenticeship on there. Just like people like Terry Dempsey did in that. It was, you know, that's where I met Terry. And that was, bloody hell, that must be 35 years ago now. I used to fish South Weald as well. You know, I moved on to there and I fished Borehammere and went from there to Darren's Big Lake and, you know, then the Tip Lake and then went on to loads of other lakes all over the country. Bring on the chunks, Jim Loke, off the Dream Lakes in the morning. Hi, Luke, hope you're well. So tell me, guys, where did you guys start off your fishing? Ah, Gavin's in the house. Mr. Summit is in the house, saying that I don't phone or text anymore. Works both ways. Works both ways, big dog. Works both ways. I've been waiting for you to ring me, and it just hasn't happened. See how our mates are, don't we, you know? Where's all them discount codes for the guys for the Summit gear? You'll be getting a few emails in the morning. Sammy Boy says, why do you not fish with Urban no more? Right, I'll tell you the reason why. I've used lots of different baits over the years, lots of different rigs. I've worked for lots of different people, but I've got a media company that works not only for fishing companies, but for transport companies, for lots of different companies doing social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I give them strategies and photography, all that sort of stuff. Urban was one of my clients at the time. Urban Bait, Terry I've known years, was one of my clients, and that's why I was using the bait as a thank you, you know, for giving me the contract for sorting out his social media for him. So, you know, that's why. So it wasn't like, oh, I was with Urban as a consultant or whatever. It's because I was doing work for them. Simple as that. Mark Chapman says the Chase in Romford. Yep, I used to fish the Chase as well. Used to get on the bus with my gear and go down to the Chase in Romford. Coo Walter says, do you realise it's Thursday, not Sunday, Leon? Yep, goes. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, we do a Wednesday and a Sunday normally, but yesterday I was working too much, so it's good to see you. Good to hear you, Coase. Anyway, hope you're well. Hope the lake... Guys, if you haven't checked out Carp Atlantis over in Holland, it is one phenomenal lake. I've been there 2 or 3 times, and it has got some absolutely stunning fish. It's got power in every swim. It's got a clubhouse. You've got a boat there, all supplied in every swim. It is the nuts with some monsters in there as well. So check it out. Check out Carp Atlantis. Can't recommend it enough. It's some alternative to France. It's about a 5-hour, 4.5, 5-hour drive from Calais, on par with France, and it is an absolute stunning pucker place. Yep, Graham Card says he fished Connaught Waters and River Lee. I fished the River Lee as well. And Connaught Waters many years ago. Wayne Nippon had his first carp from the Roach Pit in Ringwood. Living in the Bibby says started fishing down at pits back in the late 70s. At 11 years old, me and the mate used to fish down there and look after the blokes' gear while they went down the pub. We got to fish for free. Good stuff. We used to do a lot of when I used to fish it. Oh, bloody hell, in the 80s. In the 80s and late 80s and early 90s when I fished it. And we used to go up the pub. Was it called the Checkers or the Checkers Arms? Or I can't remember what it was called now. I don't even know if it's still there. Brian Silver says, where in Holland is it? It's up short of Groningen. It's north of Zwolle, about an hour from Zwolle, and south of Groningen. They've got a website. Go and check out the website, Carp Atlantis. And Facebook page. You'll see all the fish on there. Yep, I used to fish Tom Thumb as well, Jim. Bloody hell. That brings back memories. Graham Card said River Lee near the Sunday market. I even used to go and fish on the Thames at Barking for the eels. We used to have a few goes for the eels at Barking as well. Tom Thumb, Mark Chapman, yeah. And do you remember, what was that other little, was it called the Square Lake? Next to the Tom Thumb? Carp Dog wants to go out. Come up here, tell him to say hello. Come up here, come here. Here's the Carp Dog. Here he is. There he is. Go on then. You're still trying to eat them two fish. Yeah, was it called the Square? Anyone who used to fish the Tom Thumb, there used to be another little lake there which had some nice fish in it. It was like a gypsy bloody lake. It was like a gypsy camp lake. It was all tyres and bits of metal and all that sort of stuff. It's like a dump it was, you know. But I think it was called the Square Lake or the something like that. I can't, Square Lake. There you go, Mark Chapman. It was called Square Lake from memory. Thermal mug's good. It's keeping me drink cold because I'm sweating like a mad person. Oh. Coast Water says, all is good, mate. Carp Atlantis will open next week. Can't wait to see some of the fish on the bank. There we go. Such a special place. You should check it out, guys. If you're looking for an alternative venue to France, check out Carp Atlantis. You've got all the mod cons there. They supply boat, they supply the batteries, everything. True Carp Review Twitter says, how old is the Carp Dog? He's 7. He might be 8, but I'm sure he's 7. Crystal Palace Lake back in the day. Tony Morgan. I won't fancy your chances fishing around there now. Max Lloyd says he's doing his first night session tomorrow night. Any tips? Try and get some sleep because you'll be so excited that you're out doing your first night fishing. You'll be like a crazy person. Just enjoy it. Well, Penfold says Mullen Lane, South Ockenden. Yeah. Jeff Heath says, hi Leon, when would you decide to fish zigs? What conditions are you looking for? If I see the fish scooting around, although I fish zigs, it's just, I tend to fish zigs in deep lakes. They seem to work really well on deep lakes over about 15 foot. That's what I've found. No problem, Rob Lyon. Evening, Carl Wormington. Grange Waters, Bob. Yeah, lovely. I did a few nights on there, Grange Waters. Evening, Joe the Fish. Evening, Keith Oakey. No problem, Keith. You're more than welcome. All you guys are welcome to come in at any time to the live feeds. No problem, Gavin. Speak to you in the morning, mate. Yep, Thurrock District, Bob. What was the other one called? Was it the Warwick? That had some nice fish in it as well, didn't it? The Warwick. Evening, Nick Waters. So, it actually seems like the fish have finally woken up, even on the really difficult lakes. That bit of sun we've had this week has definitely spurred them into action. I took the temperature early part of this week and it was 14 plus degrees. So, before we know it, they'll be spawning. It'll be that crazy, you know. I haven't. I might have done True Carp Review. I'm not sure. I might have done. The Warren. I fished there as well, Jim. The Warren. Blimey, that's going back a few years as well. The torch will not. I've tried it on the sea, on the torch on the seagulls, John. But they, like anything, they don't take notice of anything. All they take notice of is a shotgun. Wayne C says, once left his phone which had a werewolf alarm on it behind his mate's bivvy at night. He wasn't too happy the following morning and scared the crap out of him. I bet he did. Never fish Reedsmere, Chris, never. One of the places I would love to fish back in the day. Yeah, that water's well warmed up there, Brian, isn't it? Them fish are in the margins, I'm telling you. Guys, if you're not fishing the margins at the moment, or on top of bars or plateaus, that's where the fish are. They really are. They're sunning themselves. They're getting that extra warm well. Because don't forget, the night times are still quite cold. You know, I'm having to wrap up in the night times. You're getting a lot of moisture. You know, it's still cold at night. I haven't got a vid for float rigs, Andy. No problem, Paul. So who's taking advantage of this warmer weather the weekend? Put in the comments if you're going fishing the weekend and where you're going. Michael Garbutt says, how far north have you ever fished? The furthest north I've fished is Willows Lake near Leeds. David Grenville, you fish any lakes around Canterbury? Yes. Fished the Alien Lakes near Canterbury. Also, oh blimey, what's that complex of lakes right outside Canterbury? Oh, there's 4 lakes there. Swan, you know, those set of lakes I've fished. And a few others around there as well. Decorating. Bob Penfold's decorating the weekend. Desi One Ball says, listen all you Cockney lads. What about us Norfolk boys on the fens? Drains in the fens catches Xander. I'd love to catch Xander. Never caught a Xander. Would love to catch one, Desi One Ball. Chiller Mill, that's it, Sean Castle. I've fished there as well quite a bit. Vithal's fishing around Uden Holland. Really good venue, Chiller Mill, Sean. Mid-Kent, the Milton Complex. That's it, Matt. Paul Tyson's out Sunday, float fishing some bread. Tony's out to Furnace Lakes. Dominic Carter's up to the fens this weekend. Tomford, David Grenfell. Yep, I fished Tomford. Lovely, absolutely loved that short amount of time I did on Tomford. I loved it. Wood Lakes, Carlty Boys fishing. Pendle View, another good fishery. Pete Waters, he's already on the lake. He's had 5 up to £26. Still hopeful for tonight in the margins. Well done, Pete. Mark Rossum caught a mouse today. Scouse Power, evening Leon. 8 carp yesterday in a pond I found in Farmer's Field. Biggest £16. Proper fishing. Freemason Snodland, Leon. Yep, Nick Waters. Lovely lake that is. Yeah, the fens. Dizzy is spot on the fens. Nick Minter says he used to fish Waveney Valley years ago. I fished it a couple of times, Waveney Valley. And who is going to France this year? Or Italy or Holland or whatever fishing? Who is going to France this year or wherever in Europe fishing, and where are you going? What venues are you going? So I've got at least one trip booked. The 12th? It's just under a month now, 3 weeks away. We're going to Etang Monnier. And I might even be able to trip to Mirapool in France as well. Evening, Chris Burnsy. Wayne Nippard River Lot. Oh, lovely. Oh, Bedford's Park. Remember that as well. Never fished it. Well, Perro says he recommends Blue Water Lake. Valley Lakes, France. Gigantica in 2 weeks. Michael Garvey says, Leon, biscuit of the week, chocolate hobnobs. It's on the list, believe me. Matthew Randall went to Les Breweries. You did all right there, Matthew, didn't you, Matty? Lecty Pedicure. He's out on the 27th. Mark Robbins going to Willow Park on the 27th. Never fished in Wales, Ryan. Another one on my bucket list to fish. Utopia in France. Carl Worms is going. Nick Walters is going to Le Fers near Chatticock, sorry, in September. Yeah, Dominic, that's a really... I've done that one as well. That's a good one. Daniel Wellington, he's out in France at the moment. Weather's warming up each day. He's had 11 so far at £46 1 ounce. Awesome. Evening, Dimmy. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. I shall be vlogging in France. What I'll probably do is, they've got Wi-Fi there, so I'll be doing a live from France, but also every day I'll be filming, and then when I come back, probably 2 weeks after, I'm going to do 7 vlogs all after each other. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be 7 vlogs of the trip all after each other. That is going to be some editing job, I tell you. But it might be 2 or 3 weeks after I get back. Custard creams. Yeah, Matty Randall had a 47.13 when he went. Yeah, I know you had a bit of a mare pull, didn't you, with the weather? Mark Anthony's going to Crete Lakes. Yeah, I may even get a winter ticket for Crete Lakes this year, in the winter, and have a go over there myself. I really fancy it. Carpdog won't be going, unfortunately, Chris. Yeah, that'd be good, Demi, wouldn't it? 7 vlogs every day, vlogging for 7 days. Editing, God, but I'll be doing a live stream when I'm there on a Sunday and maybe on the Wednesday as well, or one of them days. We'll see how tired I am. Yeah, Chris Burns says worried about fish spawning when he goes 25th of May. Yeah, I know some lakes that are spawning at the moment in France. There's a couple of guys who are out there at the moment, I know, and the fish are spawning because the water temperature is 22 degrees. Craig's off to Lake Jeanette with his mate next month. Yeah, that will be a lot of editing work, Dimmy, won't it? Unbelievably crazy. I don't know why I said I'm going to do it. Wayne Nipper says those Fox biscuits of the week are the Bolox. They are. They're really good, aren't they? Them Fox one. I've got a couple of vlogs time. I've got probably my favourite biscuit of the week I've done so far. Chris Burns says, how much gear do you take with you in France? I just take all my normal gear, just a lot more bait. Unless I'm fishing a big, like a Tang 5 or a big lake where I have to take my bow and everything else. Then I take spare batteries and everything. No, Desi won't bolt. I'll be doing the editing when I come back. So what happens is I'll fish for the week, film for the week, and then when I come back, I'll do all the editing. Then 2 weeks after, or 3 weeks after I come back, then I'll release the videos, one after the other, after I've edited them all. Never fish Gigantica, Predator Boys. Again, it's on my bucket list. Malted milk biscuits, love them. So, guys, have you enjoyed so far the biscuit of the week? All right, morning. Have you been enjoying biscuit of the week? Cheese of the day, Dominic, it'll be. Cheese of the day. It won't be biscuit of the week, it'll be cheese or croissant of the day. Carl, I think the winter ticket on Cretes is about 300 or 400 quid, I think, but you can go as many times as you want. Chris Birdie says, biscuit of the week is just making you fat. It's making me fat as well. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Look, what do you want? Want to come up here? Coming up? What's this? Look. Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting on, well, I'm not putting on loads of weight because, well, yeah, I'm eating all the biscuits on Biscuit in a Week. I must admit, I'm eating them all. Can you hear him? Can you hear him? Can you hear him? Desi One Bull says, no, he's a diabetic. I feel your pain, mate. Yeah, Sean Castle, I forgot about the Bourbons. We'd have to put them ones in, haven't we? He wants a biscuit. He wants a bit of attention. That's what he wants down there. Apple of the Week. Wayne C wants to do Apple of the Week. I'll tell you what, after we do Biscuit in a Week, I'm going to do Meal of the Week. And every week's going to be a different meal that we can cook. I'm going to do a few videos with a chef guy from Ridge Monkey. We're going to do a few videos of, and it's going to be dinner of the week. You know, it's going to be something different every week that we can all cook on the bank or make on the bank or something. But that'll be in the summer sometime, I think. Bob Penrose says, how about sausage of the week? Kieran Morton says, I had 3 packets the last vlog. Well, yeah, I think I had about 5 packets really, because I had 2 hidden. I'm going to have to stop doing Biscuit in a Week, I think. It's just too much. No, Phil, I've stopped giving the pork chop the chocolate. I've stopped giving him chocolate biscuits because I found out from you guys telling me that chocolate's no good for him. So he'd be getting just normal biscuits. Desi One Ball, I'll be definitely robbing that squeaky toy off him, that's for certain. Paul Finesse, it's like that movie Snatch with the carp dog seeking away. Yeah, that's him all right. Right, guys, we're actually over an hour. We're an hour and 1 minute. Can't believe it. How time's gone fly. Don't forget, guys, if you want the link for the Man Up mug, it will be, I think it's in the link on the Facebook page already when it comes up. When the YouTube video actually uploads into YouTube, this live stream, the link will be down there. If you haven't been in the closed Facebook group, do a search on Facebook for It Only Takes One Bite. Really nice group, and we've got some moderators on there now, so there's no messing about on there. Ask no questions, a silly question. Ask your questions away on there about anything to do with carp fishing. Monday, new vlog out, the first one on the Alien Lake, and we have Biscuit in a Week as well. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Don't forget the merchandise. If you're into t-shirts in this weather now, check out all of them t-shirts I have, which supports the channel with the little bit of money that we make from it. Once again, guys, you're stars for popping in on this Thursday night. We'll be back Sunday night, and we'll be doing Wednesday night as well, hopefully, if work doesn't get in the way. Cheers, guys. Really appreciate every single one of you. Watch the new vlog Monday. See you Sunday night for the live stream. Have a good weekend, guys.